Hi, my name is Landon Work, and welcome back to Life of Me, a week in the life of me, Landon. So the class I do cadet teaching for, they did their last round of iLearn. Uh, it was Monday, Tuesday, so I was in the study hall room for second period instead of going over there to the middle school. Other than that, Monday and Tuesday, nothing really happened. Wednesday though, Wednesday was really interesting. Up until then, I had basically, I didn't really want to go to prom. I didn't really see a point in it. But I said, it's my senior year, screw it, might as well go. So I bought a ticket to go to prom Wednesday afternoon after school. Um, I have a tux, so I didn't have to go out and try to like find one last minute. But I was going, and then on Friday, I it was pretty funny actually. I ended up actually getting a date to go to prom. Her name is Madison. She's pretty cool. I like her. And so we got ready. On Friday, we talked a little bit. We got kind of plans made out. And so that was pretty good. I went up to hang out with my friends in North Manchester. We played Magic, but I had to be home early because uh, Saturday was the day of prom, and I had to work and do mowing beforehand. But that night on Friday, uh, I actually got a corsage and a boutonniere last minute through a flower shop that I know up in Manchester. So that was really nice. I had one of my friends picked it up for me, and I paid him back. And then Saturday we mowed. We got 5 yards done, and then we also picked up a yard. I believe it's a one-time thing though. And then Saturday went to prom. First, I went over to Madison's house and I picked her up around 4:20 ish, 4:25, and we had to be in Huntington. Well, we were supposed to be in Huntington at 5, but she still was finishing up, getting ready, and so I met her parents, and they're pretty nice. She has 9 siblings, so I got to meet a couple of them, and then we left and we went up to Huntington. We ate at Applebee's and the food was okay. We ate with two other couples. It was Kendall and her boyfriend Michael, and then Lainey and her boyfriend Aiden. Afterwards, we came back to Wabash and we went to this place called the Gardens. And what we did was we took pictures there, and I had a lot of fun hanging out with Madison. We talked and we just kind of hung out. So that was a lot of fun. Prom started at 8:30, and we got done with pictures around 7ish. So we went back to Madison's house and we hung out there for about an hour. And she was going through pictures for her senior board because she's in softball, and so they do a senior night, which they do the senior boards for. So she was going through a bunch of pictures with her mom, um, and so it was enjoyable. Afterwards, we went to prom, which prom started at 8:30, and we got there, and as it turns out, she accidentally left her wallet, so we had to turn back around and go back to her house so we could get her wallet because her ticket was in there. So we did that. We got back. Parking was abysmal to say the least. It was pretty hard to find somewhere, but we did. We got there and we waited outside for a little bit because she wanted to get pictures with one of her friends. So we did that, and then we headed inside. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and in my opinion, Madison kind of held the same thing. The music was not very good, but the decorations were really good this year, which is almost a direct opposite to last year. Last year, the decorations were somewhat abysmal, but the music was really good. Um, but we danced, or at least I attempted to. That was a lot of fun, and it ended at 10:30. It was what time it was supposed to end, and the prom king and queen was Tatum and Morgan, which they've actually been dating for 6 years, and Tatum was really good friends with Madison, so she was pretty happy about that. Um, but then afterwards, I dropped her off and I came back home. And today being Sunday, I went to church and the sermon was about how like people kind of hold on to bitterness and that's not good, and how it's we need to God forgives us and we need to forgive others like they forgive us. And so he also told a story, and it was kind of funny, but this guy who he always wanted a Mercedes but could never afford one was driving around and saw a Mercedes out front of it in the yard for sale, almost brand new. And so he stopped in to look at it, and funny enough, the owner actually came out. So he said, "How much do you want for the Mercedes?" Not that I'm going to be able to afford it, but she said $100. So, both basically before anything else, he got out his checkbook and he wrote her a check for $100. She signed the title over to him, and what ended up happening is, finally he said, "Well, I just got to know why'd you sell it for so cheap?" And as it turned out, her husband had actually ran off with one of her friends and sent her a text from Hawaii saying, "Sell the Mercedes and send me the money." So she said, "That's what I did. I sold the Mercedes and I'll be sending him the money in the morning." And so it was funny, but it showed basically how like everyone thinks like, oh, that it's good to hear he got what he deserved, but ultimately we're not the ones who get to like make the judgment. We don't get to say whether you know we don't get to make judgment and carry out sentencing. Ultimately, that's God's job, and that when we try to do His job, none of us are qualified for it. And so he also told us about this old Chinese proverb that if you are seeking revenge, to dig two graves, one for the trespasser and one for yourself. Because in seeking out revenge and spite and all that, you might, get the other person and feel like they got what they deserved, but in the end, you're ultimately going to end up destroying yourself, trying to destroy them. So it was a really good message. I went with my grandma. It was just her night today. Jimmy was feeling a little bit sick, but yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And then after I get off here, I will be working on my pre-calculus homework, finishing it up, and then this is my second to last video. The next one I do will be the last one I do for this project, and it's been a very interesting project. I've enjoyed doing it. Maybe not so much in the beginning, but in the end, I've actually started enjoying it. So just like thank everybody for listening and watching. Have a good day.